हेलो जी, सत श्री अकाल, नमस्ते, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, बहुत बहुत ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੈਲਕਮ, ਖੁਸ਼ਾਮਦੀਦ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਬਾਨੀ ਰਿਐਕਟਸ ਤੇ
ਵੈਲਕਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਇੰਡੀਆ वर्सेस पाकिस्तान।
ये किसी मैदान जंग की बात नहीं है,
हाँ ये
क्रिकेट की बात नहीं है,
हाँ ये एक कहना अजय कुछ
ये किसी आर्मी की बात नहीं है,
ये बात है खाने और हॉस्पिटैलिटी के बारे में। ਹਿਊ ਅਬਰੋਡ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਚੈਨਲ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਹਿਊ ਅਬਰੋਡ, all the credit goes to you for this video. Thank you for making the video and showing people the comparison between India and Pakistan. We're watching you all the way from Australia. Lots of love for you and for your channel. Please ਜਾਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ।
ਇੰਡੀਆ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਵਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਬਣਾਈਆਂ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਨਿਚੋੜ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕੀ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ, ਇਹ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਦਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ, ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਲੋਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗੇ, ਕੀ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਾ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਮ ਅਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 19-20 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ, ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਫੋਰਨਰਸ ਕੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨੇ, ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਹੈ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ,
ਐਸ ਟੂਰਿਸਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ।
ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਣਾ 3-4 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਇੰਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ, ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਫਲਰਿਸ਼ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ ਜਸਟ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੌਸਪਿਟੈਲਿਟੀ ਕਰਕੇ। ਉਸੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਰਾ। ਬੜੀ ਦੂਰ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ।
India versus Pakistan. I have travelled both countries extensively over the past 1 year, and in this video I'm going to be answering your questions truthfully and honestly about my experience travelling in both nations. So let's get started. Question number 1. What were the biggest misconceptions you had before visiting each country? I've just left Pakistan, so I will start there. I'm sure it's not a surprise that in the West, Pakistan unfortunately is portrayed as a very dangerous country. So that was on my mind when I arrived in Karachi. I was there for quite a while and at no point I ever felt unsafe. I can only speak as a solo male traveller, so maybe it's a bit different if you're a female, but honestly, the locals in Pakistan made me feel so welcome and I never felt in danger or unsafe at any point during my trip. So if you've got a trip coming up to Pakistan, don't worry about the danger aspect of it. It is completely safe and you must ignore the media in the West. Moving on to India, and the biggest misconception I had was about food poisoning. I genuinely thought I was going to be sick for my entire trip in India, but that was not the case. Online right now, India does not have the best reputation for hygiene, especially with street vendors. However, I honestly ate from street vendors every single day during my trip and I didn't get sick once. The only time I got sick was in the 5-star hotel in Kolkata. I uploaded a vlog from that hotel and documented my entire experience, and I think it was because I ate some like dodgy fish or chicken at the buffet which was sitting out for a long time. But I ate street food every single day and I felt absolutely fine. So if you're worried about getting sick in India, yes, you have to be careful, especially with the water. I think that is where most, sickness comes from. But in terms of the street food, absolutely fine, no problems at all. And the street food, most of it was absolutely delicious.
Second question
number 2. What do India and Pakistan each do better than the other?
Good question.
I'll start with India. India is the most diverse country I've ever been to in my life. It is absolutely massive and it's genuinely like 20 countries in one. You move one city to the next and it's completely different. The language changes. I was not aware of that. I was trying to learn some Hindi. I got my ek down. Then you move to the next city and you don't understand what ek means. It's very, very different between like Kolkata to Delhi to Mumbai. So be aware of that if you want to travel India. For me, it's fantastic because, as I said, it's like so many countries in one. And it's not just the language that's different every time you move city. It's also the food. Every city has its own cuisine, which is a little bit different from Pakistan. As when you move around Pakistan, the street food in particular is quite similar, especially between Karachi and Lahore. But comparing like Delhi and Mumbai, the street food is completely different. In terms of Pakistan definitely edges it on hospitality. I cannot describe how hospitable the locals are in Pakistan. It is mind-blowing
जीत
at
गया
times,
hospitality में.
and the generosity is something I've never experienced anywhere in the world. I would say 50% of taxi rides that I took in Pakistan, the driver would refuse my money.
Wow.
I would pay regardless and then shut the door and run away. But honestly, like, imagine being a
नहीं
taxi
पैसे
driver
लेंदे.
and not taking money.
ना taxi driver,
from a
ना ही food
foreigner.
वाले.
Crazy. So yeah, the hospitality is second to none.
You guys
And that is
win.
the perfect segment to the next question, which is how did the hospitality differ between India and
You answered it
Pakistan? They're very different, if I'm being honest. And from my experience, the biggest
know.
difference is when somebody walks up to you on the street in either country. In India, usually they're after your money. They always have a little story to tell about their family and how they need
Lalchi.
money, or they have a clipboard wanting a signature, a donation to
Get
a
some
mosque
money.
or something. Or they want to ask where you're from and then lead you down an alleyway to their shop to then get your money. But in Pakistan, every time someone comes up to you, they
To
don't
help.
want your money. That's the biggest difference. They genuinely
तुम्हें
want to
help
have a
करने आते हैं.
conversation, where you're from, how's your experience in Pakistan, where are you going next. So that
Yeah, but-
definitely affects your experience in each country. You're
Yes.
always on edge and you're not as like open to conversations in India because you genuinely just think people are going to scam
पैसे
you
लेंगे आपसे.
most of the time. I know
ऐसे करके,
probably
लोग की गल नहीं
90% of the
करते.
time they don't want your money. However, because of those 10%, you're like
तुम्हें
not
लगता है कि
having the
हमेशा पैसे मांग रहे
conversations
हैं.
or you're not as open to
सारे
meet
एक
new
को
people in India as you are in Pakistan, which is a shame. I did meet
It's
great
okay.
people in India, especially at like viewpoints or tourist attractions, especially in Kerala, in Munnar. A lot of great people I met there. But unfortunately, yeah, you just got to be on edge in India compared to Pakistan.
Chalo
Number
ji,
4,
jeet gaya
what
Pakistan
were the
se.
most memorable dishes in India and also Pakistan? I will start with Pakistan. The best
Kadahi.
dish in Pakistan. I had it in
Nihari.
Karachi and it's called nahari.
Nihari.
Beef nahari. Oh my days. That is honestly top 5 dishes of all time. Mind-blowingly good. Slow cooked beef in like a thick gravy. Take the naan and you grab a piece of beef. Oh, so good, so affordable. And I went to the best place in town. It was called Zahid Nahari, nearly forgot the name of the
Wow,
place there.
naam bhi yaad
And it
hai.
was absolutely packed full
Oh,
of
wow.
locals. The staff were so nice, very attentive.
Pura recorded
and,
experience
10
hai.
out of 10. Unbelievably good. India, the best dish I had was jalebi in Delhi. I went to a
ये क्या
famous
comparison
spot
हुआ है?
in on Chandy Chowk.
मतलब कुछ
one of the
नहीं
famous
पसंद
roads
आया.
in Delhi. Very,
सीधी
very
गल
busy.
है.
It was packed
कुछ
full of
compare
locals.
करने सीखा नहीं.
Fresh jalebi with like a rabri sauce. It was 100 rupees for a
Okay.
jalebi, which was very, very expensive for India. But honestly,
But वो रबड़ी तो
Oh my
ना
days.
मिलती है.
so good. Melts in your mouth, so like
मैंने खाई हुई
caramelly,
है.
toffee like, gooey.
नहीं, ये इस
I ate it
दुकान
on the
की.
street. I actually didn't post it on YouTube. I posted it on TikTok and Instagram, but I'll put it on the screen here so you can watch it. Oh,
उधर नाम ही
so
जलेबी
good.
वाला.
I'll try and put the location to that place in the description below because do not miss it if you go to Delhi. It is so tasty. Number 5, a bit of a controversial one. Which country has the best chai and why? I cannot describe my love for chai. I went into the subcontinent not really liking tea. I don't drink tea at home in the UK, but wow. India and Pakistani chai is out of this world.
कौन
It
जीतेगा?
is so good
Pakistan.
and I already miss it since leaving. But the biggest difference between the chais is how it's served. In India, it's always in a very small paper cup, usually for 10 rupees, so like 12 cent. Incredibly affordable, quick, easy on the go. You can knock it down and get on with your day. But Pakistan, usually they serve it
Big
in a
cups.
glass cup, and I prefer a glass cup. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more expensive, usually like maybe 30 cent or 20 cent. But yeah, I prefer it in a glass cup. So I'm going to edge Pakistan over India for how they present the chai.
Good
but I'd say
one.
the taste, honestly, as a chai rookie, it's the same. They're both amazing. Question
Alright,
number
ये
6.
हो गया,
What's
थोड़ा
the
भाई
best food
Contradicting.
city in each country?
Best city.
I will start with
Lahore?
India. So in India, I visited Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, and also Kochi. And I enjoyed the food the most in Bengaluru, or Bangalore as it used to be called.
Yeah.
And the reason for that
मैं भी रहा
is
हूँ
because of the breakfast culture.
Yeah.
Dosas
Oh,
and
oh, oh.
idlis with filtered coffee for breakfast. Out of
Mazedar.
this world. I had
I love this
dosas in many cities, and they're always like soggy. In Mumbai, I had them in Delhi, and they're just not as good as the dosas in South India. The Chennai ones were good, but I think the Bengaluru ones top it. And for that reason, for me, Bengaluru has the best food in India. The dosas, they're like glass. They're so crispy. You can stuff them with anything. They got loads of different fillings. And the idlis like melt in your mouth. I would kill for one right now. So good. Moving on to Pakistan. I only visited like 3 cities in Pakistan, and for me, I know Lahore is dubbed as having the best food in Pakistan, but I had a better experience and I found the food tastier in Karachi. And I think that is probably because the nihari is so good. I spent more time in Karachi than Lahore, so maybe that is why I enjoyed it more. But for me, the Karachi food just tops it. But 90% Question number 7. Which country has the better breakfast culture? I think that is an obvious one. I've already mentioned my love for the Bengaluru breakfast culture. So I'm going to say India for this one. I did enjoy the halwa puri in Lahore. Very, very tasty. A big fluffy puri. You've got your chana or chena on the side, the chickpea curry, and you get a bit of the halwa, which is like a sweet semolina. Mix it together, very, very tasty. And I also had some chena in Karachi, but the dosas and the idli in Bengaluru in the south of India. So good. So yeah, I'm going to take India over Pakistan for breakfast. Question number 8, and another food one. Which country has the better desserts or sweets?
India will option ज़्यादा नहीं.
That is a tough one to answer because they're both so good. The best sweet I had over both countries was in Lahore, and it was a hot gulab jamun. I posted it on my short form channels on Instagram and TikTok. I'll put it on the screen now. Oh my days. It was incredible and easy to 10 out of 10. Just like street vendor. He had like the whole pan being hit up by charcoal and it like melted in my mouth. It was the first time I ever had a hot gulab jamun, and that'll live with me for a long time.
So Pakistan जीत गया.
Overall, India has more variety in their desserts. Bigger country. Each city has their own dessert, especially Kolkata. A lot of great sweets in Kolkata. The sandesh I really enjoyed. So I'm going to take India over Pakistan for variety and the different sweets on offer. But the best sweet I had was 100% in Lahore. Question number 9. How did transport and getting around compare?
I think it would be better in Pakistan.
India. In India day-to-day, I was using Uber. Obviously, I use Uber in the West, so I'm very familiar with the interface. So that was very easy to use in pretty much every city I travel to. It's easy to book one on the street. You can book a car,
transport
or you
can
book a rickshaw, and they literally arrive in seconds. And also at the airport, pretty much every airport I arrived to, I walked out, got an Uber, and then got to my hotel pretty quickly. The best thing about using Uber in India is there's no scams. You put in your destination and they take you straight there. However, something to be wary of is that in some cities, auto rickshaws are cash only, so you do need money to pay them at the end of the journey. When I arrived in Pakistan, I immediately had an issue with booking a taxi. I thought the locals used an app called Careem. However, I think that's out of action now, and they actually use one called InDrive. Once I got InDrive set up, it was very straightforward to book motorbikes, auto rickshaws, and taxis. It's very, very affordable. I did take a few domestic flights in Pakistan, and most of them were great. However, I did get stranded in Skardu for 3 days because of how unpredictable the weather is up there. Domestic flights in India are fantastic. I had no issues at all with any of them. Both flights were cheap, efficient, and on time, so yeah, no complaints there. Okay, moving on to question number 10. Which place is easier for beginner travellers and why? India edges it just because of how vast the transport network is. India is also a little bit easier than Pakistan due to the information online. India is a very well-trodden path. A lot of blog posts, a lot of YouTube videos showing you how to do stuff. Pakistan is still very raw. Growing. They're still like growing their tourism industry. You very rarely see a foreign tourist when traveling Pakistan. So it really depends on what you're after in terms of your travel experience. But yeah, India is easier. Pakistan a little bit trickier. Question number 11. Based on your experience, which country feels more developed? This is based on the cities I visited and what I did in those cities. I feel India is slightly more developed than Pakistan,
infrastructure better
especially in cities such as Mumbai, Bengaluru and Hyderabad. Some areas in those cities with the skyscrapers honestly feel like a different country at times. They feel like countries in the West, and yeah, they're very, very modern. Most of the cities in India also have very good and very efficient metro systems, especially Delhi, Mumbai and Hyderabad. I used metros in all three of those cities and I was pleasantly surprised. They were clean, they were efficient, and the only thing I didn't like was the pushing on the metro. As soon as the doors opened, oh my god, like let me off, just stand to the side. But no, they all come on and push. That's the only thing I didn't like.
No
but
civic
apart from that, the metros in India are very good. I do believe Lahore has a metro which is also efficient, but I didn't get to use it. And there's also like a line in Islamabad that connects Islamabad to Rawalpindi. Didn't use that either, so I cannot comment. But there are metros and like transport systems in Pakistan as well. But I did feel Karachi is definitely missing public transport that's efficient. I had no idea where the bus was going. Maybe that's a Google Maps issue or something, but I just found it way easier to take public transport in India. Another thing I noticed is the payment systems in each country. Pakistan is still very cash heavy. I do think they've got a few QR code payment systems in place, but in India it's honestly on another level. The locals pay by QR code, even with like tiny little vendors in the back streets of every single city, and I do think India is moving towards being completely cashless pretty soon. Unfortunately, as a foreigner, you cannot access these QR code payments, so I'm still taking cash out in each country, but hopefully in the future, India will sort that out. And also Pakistan for foreigners to sign up to a local bank, or can I link my international card to GPay and pay by QR code. That would honestly be a game changer going forward. Question number 12, and probably the most requested question on my Instagram. Which country feels cleaner in day-to-day travel? This, for me, is quite an easy one, and based on my experience, I felt Pakistan was cleaner than India. The streets are cleaner, there's less trash on the ground, especially in Islamabad. Absolutely spotless. Everywhere you look, there's people cleaning the streets, there's nobody throwing trash. The hygiene of street food vendors also differed quite a lot. I did feel the hygiene was better in Pakistan. The stalls where they were selling the food were usually wiped down. Sometimes they were using tongs to pick things up. But in India, it was quite different. A lot of the times there was a lot of flies all over the food, which obviously isn't that hygienic. Every time they would use their hands to pick up the item and then hand it to me. Also in India, spitting is it a part of the culture? I've no idea, but it's ingrained in the locals there, unfortunately. You're literally walking behind someone in the street and they go...
You got it right.
So yeah, if any of you guys are watching this video, please don't do that.
Sorry guys.
Number 13. What could each country improve to make tourism even better? Good question. Okay, starting with India, I've got 3 things here. I've actually already mentioned one, and the first one is the QR code payment system. Please, somebody figure out a way to let a foreigner use the QR codes in India. It also takes away the no cash scam. This happened so many times when you book like Ubers or you're paying for street food. The amount of times somebody has no change. Like, come on, you're an Uber driver that only takes cash. How have you got no change? You clearly do have change. So having the QR code payment system would solve that problem. I also have no idea how India would solve this problem. However, the honking is out of control and it honestly gives you a headache, especially in the north, in like Delhi, Kolkata, crazy cities. Why are they honking? There's no need to honk. If everyone just stopped honking, India would be a much nicer place to travel. But honestly, I have no idea how to fix that. So if anyone has any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. And the big one for India I would like to see is just to be less scams all over the country, especially in the north, in Delhi. Connaught Place, there are so many scams happening around that area. I don't know what the solution is, but it's a serious problem that needs to be sorted out. The one thing I would like to see in Pakistan improved is how easy it is for a foreigner to take out cash. No local will know how hard it is, but if there are any foreigners watching this video that have been to Pakistan, you will know it's very difficult to withdraw cash from an ATM.
Okay.
There are many banks in Pakistan, many ATMs, however, 95% of them do not accept international cards. The only one that worked for me was Standard Chartered, and I would have to take a taxi to that ATM to take money out, which is very annoying when you're traveling in any country. The infrastructure between cities in Pakistan is also something I'd like to see improved. It's a bit of a no-brainer, to be honest, to take a flight between Karachi and Lahore. If they brought in a faster train, that would be more appealing. And also, the roads between these cities are not amazing. Bus journeys and taxi journeys take a very long time. As I've already mentioned, Pakistan is very cash heavy, so I'd like to see a move toward QR code payments.
Digital
and also, the north of Pakistan is very popular, especially with people on YouTube vlogging the flight to Skardu. I think Pakistan should promote other areas of the country. There must be great places to see, things to do. So yeah, I'd like to see the tourism board put more money into other regions in Pakistan. Okay, I think that will do it for this video. That was my honest opinions and honest thoughts about travelling both countries. Please don't get offended and don't argue too much in the comments. And everything I said in this video was from my experience. I honestly had an amazing time in both countries, and I'll definitely visit both countries again in the future. Thanks for watching this Q&A right to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you so much. You very अच्छी बातें करी हैं, लिटरली बिल्कुल सही बातें बताई हैं कि क्या क्या चीज़ों की ज़रूरत है दोनों कंट्रीज़ को। स्कैम्स दुनिया में बड़े सारे होते हैं, ਚੱਲਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ। ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ 'ਚ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਜਨਰੇਟ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ। ਪਿਛਲੇ ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਕਦੇ ਟੂਰਿਸਟ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਦੇਖੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ। ਮੈਂ YouTube ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨੇ ਵਲੌਗਿੰਗ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖੀ ਸੀ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ, ਕਿ ਹਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਹਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ। ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਫੇਮਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ।
ਇੱਕ ਚਾਕਾ ਖੁੱਲ ਗਿਆ, ਦੂਜਾ ਐਕਸਪੋਜ਼ਰ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ,
ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੜੀ ਟੈਕਨੀਕਲ ਜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਨਾ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਟੂਰਿਸਟ ਦੀ ਫੇਮਸ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਫੇਵਰੇਟ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ, ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਬਈ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੁੱਟੋ। ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ, ਜੁਗਾੜ ਵਾਲਾ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੁੱਛੋ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ 100 ਵਾਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ 1000 ਦੀ ਲਗਾਓ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਦੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰੋ। ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਮੇਜ ਬਣਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਅਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਬਟ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਘੁਮਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਹੌਸਪਿਟੈਲਿਟੀ ਦਿਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਦੇ ਦੋ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ। ਸੋ ਆਖਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੀ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਏਰੀਆਜ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੁੰਦਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਰਨਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ,
ਹੋਰ ਅਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ, ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ
ਪੈਸਾ ਲਗਾਓ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ, ਔਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਟੂਰਿਸਟ ਸਪੌਟ ਬਣਾਓ। ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕੋਨੇ ਤੋਂ ਆਏਗੀ ਦੇਖਣ, ਇੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾਰਥ ਵਾਲਾ ਏਰੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਦੱਸੇ, ਆਈ ਐਗਰੀ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੱਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ। ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਮਾੜੀ ਗਈਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਹੀ ਦੱਸੀਆਂ। ਜੋ ਠੀਕ ਦੱਸੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਠੀਕ ਵੀ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ। ਸੇਮ ਗੋਜ਼ ਵਿਦ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ, ਮਤਲਬ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੈਨੂਇਨ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਜੋ ਬੰਦਾ।
ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇਖਣ ਦਾ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ ਹੈ, ਆਪਾਂ ਪਾਕਿस्तान गए नहीं, आवांगे जरूर,
अब तो आ रहे हैं, अब तो पासपोर्ट आने वाला है मैडम का,
आएंगे, पहला चक्कर वहीं लगाएंगे और अपनी नज़रों से अपने विचार भी पेश करेंगे। बट कहने वाली गल है कि जिदा असी इंडिया बॉर्न एंड रेस सीगे है ना, इंडिया तो आए तो असी बहुत सारी चीज़ां अपने एज तो लैके हुण तक भी असी जो विजिट करते हैं, ये बहुत प्रोमिनेंट चीज़ां ने जिहड़ी सानू इंडियंस हो के फील होंदियां ने, तो फॉरनर्स की तो गल ही छड्ड दो। क्योंकि ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਸੋਫਿਸਟੀਕੇਟਡ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਈਜੀਨ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਸੇਫਟੀ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਕਲੀਨਲੀਨੈਸ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਮੋਡ ਆਫ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੁਲਕ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਟਰੋਪੋਲੀਟਨ ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੀ ਹੌਸਪਿਟੈਲਿਟੀ ਜਾਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਲੁੱਕ-ਆਊਟ ਮਿਲੇ। ਪਰ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੰਪੈਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੈਟਰ ਸੀਗਾ। ਸੋ ਆਫਕੋਰਸ ਦਿਲ ਤੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਅਗਰੀ ਕਰਨਗੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਅਗਰੀ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਸੋ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਅ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਟੂ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਮੇਕਿੰਗ ਦਿਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ। ਔਰ ਗਾਇਸ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਿਓ
ਔਰ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦਾ ਵੇਟ ਕਰੋ।
ਦੁਆਵਾਂ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਛੇਤੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਪਾਸਪੋਰਟ ਆਵੇ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਗੇੜਾ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਹੀ ਲੱਗੇ। ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ, ਮਿਲੇ ਅਗਲੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਲਈ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤੇ ਖੁਦਾ ਹਾਫਿਜ਼, ਟਾਟਾ।